in liver tissue. So liver tissue, if you see under the microscope, you'll see this. Okay. And each hexagonal unit is the lobule. So this is one lobule, this is another, right? So lobule, hexagonal lobule. And in the center of the lobule, you have central vein. So that's why you see that canal there for the central vein. The central vein passes through this. Okay. Now, you see beautifully the cells, hepatocytes. You know, cyte means cell, right? So hepato means what? Liver, right? So hepatocytes are what? Liver cells. And they are attached to each other like this and in like radiating manner from the central vein going to different directions. But they form lines like this. So beautifully arranged. Okay, so that's how the liver cells or hepatocytes are in the lobule. Okay, so hepatocytes or liver cells. What is interesting, this is how beautifully it is structured. You see, beside each hepatocyte, just think how small a cell is. So beside each hepatocyte, you have a ductule called canaliculi. So tiny duct tube that collects bile from each cell. You remember liver produces bile, so each hepatocyte will produce bile and give it to the canaliculi. It's thin here like tubes. Like in the bone, yeah. Canaliculi. So let's see here. You see, beautiful. This is the central vein. This is whole thing is the lobule, right? The center you have the central vein, right? And these are the cells, hepatocytes, and you see the green tubes are attached to each cell, and those are bile canaliculi. They have just taken out those and shown here. So, bile canaliculi. Okay, so beautiful, right? So the cell will secrete, bile will enter into the canaliculi. Okay, so all those canaliculi will collect bile, right, from individual cells, liver cells, and will drain or give the bile into larger tube, and then larger will give them give the bile to further larger, right? So gradually the tube size gets bigger, right? The smaller tubes get to give bile to the larger tubes. Make sense? So finally, the bile will be given to right and left hepatic duct. Remember, and they will come out from the liver. Is it clear? Okay. So you see, the structures of your body is how beautifully, right? It's like, beautiful engineering. Yes. But just think that these are microscopic and millions in number.
Right, and they all have to work together.
Yeah,
perfectly,
perfectly.
or you're dead. It's amazing.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Cool, man.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Beautifully engineered, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You have seen in case of lung, the alveoli, right? Each alveolus has capillary bed on the surface, right? So here you see each cell has canaliculi. Okay. So the how many angles?
6.
6. And in each angle, you have the portal tract. Portal tract. So 6 portal tract around the lobule. So this is a portal tract. So portal tracts in the at the angles. And inside the portal tract, you have an artery, a vein, and a duct. Artery, vein, and what? A duct. So 3 things are bundled together in portal tract. Okay. So you see, bile duct. But remember one thing, don't get confused. These are microscopic structures, right? The cells. And you have this whole thing is a lobule, right? So in around the lobule, you have the bile duct. These bile ducts are not the bile duct that is going to the intestine. That is the one single, right? The big one going to the duodenum. Remember that? Bile duct. So that is the outside duct, outside of the liver. Only one, big one. But these are very tiny, very small, right? Also called bile duct. That's why that other one is also called common bile duct, but it's not. So, anyway, so each corner you have a tiny bile duct. You have the portal venule, small vein, portal arteriole. All are small, right? Arterioles are small arteries, right? Venules are small veins, you know that. So, and ducts, small ducts. Okay, so that's the portal tract. Liver cells perform important functions. One is, I mentioned, that production of bile, of course, and about 900 milliliter. That means close to a liter, right? 1 liter. 1000 milliliter is 1 liter, right? So 900 milliliter, close to 1 liter of bile is produced per day by the liver. Other functions. Processes nutrients. Your liver processes what? I mentioned it before, right? Do you remember I talked about a circulation called hepatic portal circulation? Takes nutrients from the intestine to the liver. Do you remember that? Why? I mentioned at that time, right? Because liver is the first organ that will process the nutrients. That's why the nutrients from the intestine should go to the liver first, right? By hepatic portal circulation. Did I mention that? Yeah. So now you know that liver is the first organ that will process the nutrients. So processing nutrients is one important function. Store fat soluble vitamins. Okay? And perform detoxification. Detoxification. Many toxic chemicals are neutralized or detoxified inside the liver, because inside the liver you have different hormones and enzymes. Those are secreted, right? They help to detoxify the toxic elements or chemicals. That's why, you know, you'll see, if you look carefully, on the cover or instruction of many medicines that you buy, it says, if you have liver disease or hepatic disease, okay? Liver disease, talk to your doctor. Because we know that the chemicals, medicines have toxic substance in it, right? We know those are neutralized in the body. That's why we take it, right? But if you have liver problem, then liver will not be able to neutralize or detoxify it, right? Then it will be a problem, right? So if you have liver disease, you should be careful taking the medicines, okay? Because we know liver detoxifies the toxic. Okay. Okay, so those are the functions. Processing nutrients, right? Storing fat-soluble vitamins Make sense? Then what? Detoxification. And last one is production of what? Bile. What is bile? Bile is yellow to green alkaline solution. Bile contains bile salts, and bile salts help in two things: breakdown of fat, fat digestion, right? You already know, I talked about that, right? Bile helps in fat digestion. Did I mention that? Okay. So, digestion, that means breakdown of fat, as well as absorption of fat. So, both breakdown and absorption are helped by bile salts. Now, the yellow pigments in the bile are called bilirubin. Bilirubin, yellow pigments. Bilirubin comes from what? Breakdown of hemoglobin, right? Remember that? We talked about that breakdown of red blood cells, and that produce bilirubin. And red blood cells are being destroyed 24 hours, right? That's why you see bilirubin gets out through the urine. Urine is yellowish, right? Stool is yellow color. We talked about that before. So, breakdown of red blood cell, breakdown of hemoglobin, right, will produce bilirubin. Now, normal amount of breakdown of red blood cell is what? Normal. You know, lifespan is 90 to 120 days, right? So, red blood cells are being destroyed all the time. And that's why bilirubin is being produced, getting out from the body. Like that? Now, if too much excessive breakdown of red blood cells take place, that is not normal, right? So, the bilirubin amount will do what? Increase in your body. Production will increase, right? That will lead to jaundice, yellow coloration of the skin. Make sense? So, there are two types of jaundice. One is called hemolytic jaundice, another is called obstructive jaundice. Have you heard that? Yeah. Hemolytic jaundice. And another is called what? Obstructive jaundice. Hemolytic, breakdown of red blood cell. Make sense? And that I have just explained. If too much breakdown occurs, right, then too much bilirubin will be produced. That will cause jaundice. Make sense? Its name is telling you, hemolytic, lysis of red blood cells. That makes sense. Obstructive. If you see this is the liver, right and left hepatic ducts, right? Take the bile out from the liver. If any obstruction occurs here or here, then what will happen? Bile will not be able to get out from the liver. Make sense? Will start to accumulate in the liver, right? And from the liver will enter into the blood, right? And blood will take it to the body. Because bile cannot get out. Obstruction, due to obstruction, right? In the duct. So, that can cause also, although the breakdown of red blood cell is normal, right? But the bile cannot get out. Bilirubin cannot get out. Gallbladder is a muscular sac that stores and concentrated. I have already explained, right? Takes the water out from the bile and makes it highly concentrated and stores it. That releases the bile when the fat-rich food we eat. That is the ejection. Sometimes what happens, this is the gallbladder, cystic duct, right? This is the common hepatic duct, bile duct. So this is the gallbladder. The area of gallbladder just around the beginning of cystic duct, this is cystic duct. This area has ridges like this, not smooth. Make sense? It's like rough. And the bile salt